It looked like a lot of them failed. Then if you had a kid, you have that whole weird situation, right? You got this thing that half looks like you, half looks like somebody you used to love and now want to slap the shit out of, right? Kid's coming up to the walk, you're like, son, just look to the right a little. Let me just kind of cheat, but Dad, I want to look at you. It's brutal. My dad was the exact opposite. Fell in with him. 8 hours later, he'd show up, no apology, she'd have dinner ready. She messed it up, he'd give her a rough time. Christ, you cooked the shit out of it! I don't know. I think I'll be a good dad, though. You know? I do. No, I analyzed it. I've actually finally come to the point. I want to have a kid, and I don't think it's that hard. I don't. Part of me really believes that, and the other part is I just like pissing off the school way, the way your parents used to. Sit down across from you. You want to tell me about your day? Did anybody offer you any drugs? You learning about sex? You're like, dude, you're fucking freaking me out. I'm trying to eat a Pop-Tart here, right? Hey, just take him in the back. You play catch with him. That's it. You talk about life, right? What's that, son? We're not going to church today. Fuck that. That's all a bunch of bullshit. God's everywhere, but I got to go down there to see him? Really? And he's mad at me down there and I owe you money? Go fuck yourself. Listen, I know your mother and I, we've been arguing a lot lately, all right? But I know, you know I love her. I love her to death, okay? It's weird. I love her to death, but when I watch her eat toast, I just want to choke her. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's the routine, right? Left, in the middle. Just, why don't you just fold it in half and fucking eat it? You know what I mean? It's unreal. You know? That's when you know, you met the right one. When you want to slap the shit out of him, but you don't. You know? You want to leave, but you don't. She pops her head up. Hey, Bam Bam, tell Stevie Wonder to come down and play some songs tonight. Now, I found out she's doing a tour because she's doing a book tour. Yeah, she wrote a book. She wrote a book about not having a job. I gotta read that fucking book. Chapter 1, how to know if a dick tastes president. Someday there's gonna be the first female president, which means there's gonna be the first male first lady. Right? And you wait, you fucking wait. The first time that dude opens his mouth about some political shit, you watch all these feminists throwing me. You shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up! It is her time now. It is her time. She was elected, not you. Go pick out some plates, bitch. You are the first lady. See how you do. You know? You fly him out. You land. You bring another 28 back. We'll let you do this for a while. You do this for a while. We don't get any complaints. No up and down, no, none of that shit. We'll move you up to 35 people, and then one day you'll be in a jet. Ooh, we're going a little faster, right? Big planes, you get in the fucking pilot that knows what he's doing. He's probably fought in a war. He's used to getting shot at. He can't. So I'm on a smaller plane, and everything's going great. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hit this turbulence. Just right? And it stops. And everybody looks around like laughing nervously like, oh. All of a sudden it comes back with a vengeance. You can literally hear like the metal the plane's made out of, like. All of a sudden this dude, like 3 rows back, starts making like these bitchy noises like, I'm not gonna lie, I have never been so fucking scared in my entire life. Dude, that noise is acceptable out of a female or a child. To turn around and see a 37-year-old mustachioed male going, woo, woo, woo. Dude, the hair was standing up on my arms. I'm praying to a higher power. I don't even believe in this shit. I just wish I had the balls to turn around and be like, dude, would you shut the fuck up? You think I'm not up here thinking, woo, woo? I am. But how does that help us for me to join you and turn this fuselage into a haunted house? You know? You know what kills me? What absolutely kills me is some woman is going to fall in love with this guy, marry him, and make half fucking kids. And you know what? We become weaker as a species. We do. Go to the park? You want to go to the Container Store? Get some containers for your t-shirts? This is the worst one. Ever get this one? Want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no! But you can't say that, right? You gotta keep them happy. So what do? You agree. Like, yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Oh, you just want to flip the whole fucking table over? It's horrendous. I'm trying to learn to pick my battles when I date girls. I usually argue with women all the time, man. I'm stupid like that. You know? Like, I dated this girl one time. She was, like, really into, like, women's issues. So we used to always have these dumbass arguments. So one time she came up to me and she goes, okay, explain this to me, Bill. Why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job, huh? I go, I'll tell you why. Because I got my shirt on fire going, let's go, people, let's go, let's go! So that's how I look at it. No, it's $1 an hour surcharge. That if something fucked up happens, either I can't leave or I gotta, like, get in the way of it to give you a head start, like, rabid dog, run, honey, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You hear a bump in the night, I gotta go check it out, like, yes, he does have a knife. Hardcore feminist, some chick right in your face, like, you chauvinistic son of a bitch. Little short, little haircut, the whole 9 yards, right? Second those flames break out, she's gonna twist those little hairs into pigtails. No, I'm just a girl. I wanna go play jump rope. And leave you standing in a burning house like you're not flammable. You know, but I'm not a dick, though. I'm not saying I think a woman should make $1 less an hour to do the same job. The other night, somebody broke into our car sitting in the driveway. Starts fucking with her head, right? So she starts reading up on guns, you know? She's reading too much because now she wants to get one, but she's just like, well, I heard you got to keep the bullets in the safe, keep the stock in the garage. And then what? I run around the house and assemble it. There's some dude's chasing me with an axe. You know, even thinking this thing through, sweetheart. Just running around. Where's the scope? It's in the living room. He's in the living room. And this thing through, sweetheart. Just running around. Where's the scope? It's in the living room. He's in the living room. No, we're getting this thing. I want that fucking thing loaded right on the bedroom wall. Right there. I'll put that thing up my jam sleeves. Just like that. There's no other point. That's funny, though, when you talk about getting a gun, you know? People, like, they either totally for it or completely against it. You know, they either go nuts and start screaming, right? No, I'm telling you. I don't buy in any of that shit. Stats are so fucking stupid. You know? Not that they're stupid. It's the way people apply them. You already have your mind made up, and then you go to I'mRight.com, you start memorizing a bunch of shit, and just throw it up at people. This guy tried to get me to go scuba diving. I go, I'm not going. I don't want to get eaten by a shark. He's like, well, actually, 90% of shark attacks actually happen in shallow water. It's like, no shit. That's where the people are. Here. All right? However, the second I took off the costume and they cleaned off my face and I put on my regular clothes, I immediately just looked like some sad old queen that never found love. Right? And as luck would have it, I was in New York City in June, which I quickly found out was Gay Pride Month. The whole month. And let me tell you something, the gay guys show up strong. It is wall to wall, which I quickly found out was Gay Pride Month. The whole month. And let me tell you something, the gay guys show up strong. It is wall to wall. The fucking island is almost tipping over. There's so many of them. And I'm sitting there like going, oh my God, 30 days of this shit. I'm walking around with this orange Freddie Mercury fucking dick broom on my face. I am going to be getting harassed up and down the street. I was an actor, same way other lesbians do. It's not calculus. No, but I get it. I understand in 2021 you're not allowed to say you know what a lesbian looks like, right? Judging by your silence, yes, right? Yeah, you're not allowed, right? What's funny is some white kid came in here, like 20 years old, hair slicked back, collar popped, loafers, no socks. You'd be looking at him thinking like, all right, frat boy, date rapist, his dad's a judge, he's not going to jail. Yards, she comes back into my lane again. So now, like, I'm up against the curb. So now I'm like thinking like, okay, how do I do the politically correct math here? Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Am I supposed to like fucking, am I supposed to step off into the bike lane? They have some young kid on his electric bicycle come by, 40 miles an hour, run me over. I go down to the pavement, knees and elbows. And for the rest of my life, every time it rains, I got to think about this lesbian that walked me off the fucking block. Is that what I'm supposed to do? In public, people are going to see this shit. What's going to happen, right? But I'm not going to lie to you. She started closing in. She was moving. So I, leaned in. I really got my legs underneath me because she was built like a janitor, and I was not going to get spun around. I wasn't getting spun around, not having that on the fucking logbook, right? So I leaned into this shit. And at the last second, she turned her shoulder, and we just missed shoulders, but our forearms still slapped together with significant enough force that it warranted a turnaround. Around and go like old school Dustin Hoffman, De Niro, like, hey, I'm fucking walking here, huh? I fucking moved twice, you didn't see that? You drifted 2 times, huh? So I turn around to have this confrontation, and let me tell you something, she never looked back. And I'm not going to lie to you, that bugged me. That bugged me for like 3 days. 3 days, I'm just in my chest. And then one more time, it's going to be, I'm sorry, Dada, I'm sorry. It's like, I can't do this. I can't do this to my daughter. I can't do this to my kids. So I started reading up on anger. Like how to let go of shit, I think is what I Googled. And I found empathy. If you have empathy for somebody, you put yourself in their shoes, you can just, figure out where they're coming from, where you're coming from, you can meet in the middle. So I said, all right, here we go. Let me put myself in her shoes. What would cause somebody to, was she a mummy? Did she have a wooden leg? Was she one of those, those fucking diagonal walkers? You get behind them at the airport, they're walking too slow, you try to go around to the right, they start dragging their suitcase over there, you go over to the left, they're coming back this way, it's like they just got off a ship. And everything was just like, no, cut! Right? I was still mad. Still fucking mad. So I said, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Women. Who do they move in with? Women. Who do they get in relationships with? Women. Who do they eventually marry? Women. And I was thinking like, oh my God, I did that. I know what the fuck that's like. I know what it's like to live with one of those fucking things. I know exactly what that is. It's hopeless. Trying to make them happy. Hey, am I getting a shiny thing? Did I do it right? Huh? Trying to get them to take responsibility for their action. Because I know, this ain't about me. No, I don't want to go to that dark place. Well, fuck it. Let's go then. All right? Okay. Well, I know, it always rains on you guys. You guys are all fucking depressed, right? Under the bridge, doing whatever the fuck you're doing up here, writing your sad music. Anyway, issues. I couldn't believe it. I always hate when people, I'm fucking depressed. Shut up, you fucking pussy. Just get up and plow through it like the rest. I got clinical depression. I couldn't get off the ground. I had no fucking empathy whatsoever. I used to look at those people like, what the fuck is wrong with them? And I had the exact same thing. I had no fucking idea, I don't have clinical depression. I have regular depression, I got the regular stuff, like a lot of fuck. Just sort of floats over here. And every once in a while, it taps me on the shoulder like, hey, you ready to deal with this shit? I'm like, okay, maybe. Or I could death scroll on Instagram and watch some guy refurbishing old skillets for the next 3 hours. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll stay up till 3 a.m. watching people power wash sidewalks and driveways rather than unpacking that shit. And it's always fucking tapping me on the shoulder. There, it'll be fine, right? Yeah, it'll be good, right? You're allowed to be that or fine. How you doing, Bill? I'm fine. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I said I was fine. Why the fuck would I say it's fine? And you're just right back over there. And your whole fucking life is that. And what's weird about a guy is we feel all the other emotions, right? Melancholy, being sentimental, enjoying a sunset, all of that type of shit. But all this in here is just called gay. Yes. I didn't realize that I could just be like, oh, that's between you and Mandy? All right, take it easy. Good luck with that shit. I'm going to go watch some hockey. That is some you and Mandy shit. Let me know how that works out. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. So that's like been an adjustment in the relationship now that I'm starting to feel feelings. Because it's not about the Christ, here you go. It's something shiny. Are you happy? Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're happy. Don't mind me. I'm just over here in a walking depression. But as long as you're happy, I'm happy. Don't mind me. Hey, look at me. I'm over here. I'm learning how to make a crepe. Yeah, I'm learning how to make a crepe. Wow, Bill, you have so many interests. No, just sad. Just sad, you know. I realize that now that I know how fucked up I am, you can always, like, I can see through the matrix. There's so many sad guys, they don't even know they're sad. Yeah, ladies, you're married. You're probably married to a sad guy right now. That's what the fucking garage is for. That's what the garage is for. You tease him to your friends. He's always out there working on that project. He's never going to finish. Yeah, because he can't see the measurement through the tears. Right? Trumped up charges. Yeah, because you want to have a drink and watch The Price is Right. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. No, maybe it is. Maybe it is the most difficult job. I mean, I thought roofing in the middle of July is a redhead. You know? I thought that was a difficult job. But evidently, these mothers, they're bending over. Now you can't hear. You're blinded by the muzzle flash. This guy's coming around your bed with a sickle, and you're shooting the wrong way. Sickle?
He's got a sickle? Is he harvesting meat? What's he doing? What's he doing in your house?
You vote for that guy that says, like, there's a meteor headed right towards the planet. That's the guy you vote for. You go with the psycho, because there's no way there's any corporate money behind that guy, right? Like, that guy is going to come on to it. She didn't want to do it, but she didn't have the power to say no, so she wrote it out. And then when she could make a good decision, she did a show. But she stood on the heads of those little people for 5 years until she got... And then she's sitting there across from this guy like, so how could you...
So you're saying that because you're happy that you think your wife and women in general want to take that?
They're jealous of it. They're jealous. Have underneath the mountain?
What are you talking?
No, I'm just saying that I was on, the internet, and I was reading that a lot of the money just goes into their pockets. So I was like, all right, I want to agree with that and say that that's true, and then repeat it on a talk show.
You have the anger of a 110-year-old man. All these telephones.
You saw the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. It wasn't like, somebody shoved a tuna fish sandwich up my ass, and I confused people with food, so they didn't make like a big excuse for him. You know? She was a psycho killing people, and she should have died. But I'm like watching it feeling guilt. Do they ever take responsibility for their actions? Even when they're murdering people, it's somehow our fault. It's unreal. No, like the roles were defined back then. Now the guy, our fault. It's unreal. No, like the roles were defined back then. Now the guy has to throw the milk. He has to clean it up while telling his wife she's brave for just sitting there, like whatever that is. Can you hear it? Oh, I know. Women are so overrated, right? We went from
what?
Like, what they would have to do I was talking to my buddy the other day, like, what they would have to do to get me to stop watching. What they would have to do to get me to stop watching.
You know, like, you love football. You watch football.
The commissioner could literally punt a baby across his office with his wingtips on. I'm still going to watch on Sunday. I don't condone the man's actions, but it's football. I'm sick of Obama's wife. Yeah. This isn't some Republican rant either. It's just kind of first ladies in general. I don't know what it is. Spitting out their ideas. It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist? It is? Why? Oh, okay, you just nodded there, lady. Let me ask you this, all right? Let's say you had a leak in your house. Maxie, think it's carrying attack. Wouldn't you be like, with all due respect, shut the up? I need a plumber in this moment. I'll extend an olive branch here. All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to go do some first lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile and nod during speeches. Go put your own flair, redecorating the White House, right? Which leads you to Michelle Obama, right? Now she's sitting there holding up those hashtags. Remember that hashtag, bring back our girls? Remember that? It's like, it blew my mind. It's like, why are you showing me that? I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, what am I going to do? The free world. Tell them to pick up a phone, call some Navy SEALs and solve it. What am I going to do? Show up with a sharpened mic stand. Hey, Michelle said to bring it back. Oh, it's unreal. I'll tell you what kills me. Hillary Clinton might run. She might run. That blows my mind. I mean, how she became a senator. She went from being the president's wife to being a senator. Tom Brady, and I don't know what happened. I just picked up a ball. I started lacing it. I'm leading receivers. It was incredible. I knew it was going to be like this. You know what's funny? There's actually people out there that think a woman being president is actually a good idea. You know? Can you believe that? See that they do. That'll do something. You know, that's just a 10 to 15 year commitment. Why would you include me in that decision? You got to. There should be a high top bar here, like potato skins. It's very Applebee's going out of business. Yeah, you have like that. I don't know if it's me, but you're so happy. Sometimes it bothers me. Like I get actually anxiety around people as happy as you. It's like is that right? I can't hit the ball back, dude. I can't sustain you coming to the net with your happiness. I'm just like, this is over. And Ethel sees him.
Like from Kansas all the time. Yeah. Bill, thanks so much for being here. I love this show. You're one of my favorite comedians. I'm excited to talk to you.
Well, I'm excited to be here. These chairs are horrific. This is designed for like, I don't know what age. It's not like 6 to 8, like when you're 11. This is like the perfect size. It's not quite adult size. It's not kid size. I already slouch. It's going to be a bad interview, dude, and I'm blaming the chair.
A sitcom before, if you go through your credits. You hadn't really been on a show before.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Just right out of the gate, he goes negative. Never really saw you write on anything before, Bill. There was all these other nice things on your IMDb page I could have brought up, but I noticed this one glaring thing that you've never done, and right out of the gate. Was it because I made fun of the chairs? I'm sorry. No, I'm not the head writer. Mike Price, the great Mike Price. I have to say that and everything was labeled, and people wore helmets when they rode bicycles, and everything was considered bullying. Those same stories didn't get laughs anymore. Everybody was sort of groaning like, oh, you know. I'd be like, no, this was funny. I deserve to get beaten for that. So that's when I decided, well, if I animate these things, and I'm a comedian, so I never did it because I have other jobs that I can do to make money. So it wasn't until I got with Mike Price, he turned it into a show. Vince Vaughn's company, too.
Better than the Beatles.
He said he didn't like the Beatles because they didn't, when I listened to their music, he goes, it doesn't make me want to get on an elliptical. Like, this is how this guy judges music. Like, it makes him want to work out. So, like, with that analogy, it's just like, hey, I don't like Mozart because it doesn't make me want to grab ankle weights. You know, I don't even, and like an idiot, I actually argued with this person. Like, they're that far down the boulevard. Like, I was going to bring them somewhere to where I was. And my eggs were getting cold. You know, I don't even, and like an idiot, I actually argued with this person. Like, they're that far down the boulevard. Like, I was going to bring them somewhere to where I was. And my eggs were getting cold, and I stayed in it. It was such a waste of time. It's just one of those days you wake up at like noon hating yourself. Like, I'm decades beyond having these things happen to me, and
how did you argue with that? If it started there, how did you argue about it?
Upsetting other people.
I vaguely remember saying to me, and
how did you argue with that? If it started there, how did you argue about it?
Upsetting other people. I vaguely remember saying to some guy there, like, because he was giving me shit for how loud I was being. I finally said to the guy, "Go, dude, who the fuck orders spaghetti at a diner?" And I didn't hear another word out of him, so I was proud of that.
The one person who's excited for the huge menu orders spaghetti. You know?
Yeah, at some point I was going to make a point here. That's why I keep looking at here, and I just realized I'm blocking myself out of the camera. I love that you have the jib camera for this, like it's an action movie. Dude, and everybody was like 5'1". Yeah, all right. And when Bruce became Caitlyn, that was like a national news story. Dude, you shaved your beard off. People were like, oh my God, that's your chin? Wow. This guy walked out a dude, came back a woman. You're just supposed to be like, oh yes, anyways, Caitlyn, that's what I was saying. I miss that guy. I miss him already. You should have. Grabbing your wig, you know. Suspenders flying off. It's so sad. To do what? Get an above-ground pool for $30 off. I don't like how they interview the coaches too when they go to the in halftime.
Yeah.
As they're running off, they shouldn't have to talk to somebody in like a ski parker. You're not even in football.
Yeah.
Did you even play to the high school level?
No, probably not.
You took journalism.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
What about...
Bastard gets on the flat, and you're like, no. You're like Quint at the end of Jaws, like sliding down the floor.
Worried about this environmental stuff. You really are worried about it.
I am and I'm not. I just also feel like, you know, it'd probably be a good thing if most of us died. You know what I mean? It would be. We had all these waffles, eggs, bacon, this whole layout. My brother was looking. Swear to God. This is what kills me. What kills you? You know how I would do it?
What?
I would randomly sink cruise ships.
Yeah, what? Why would you randomly sink cruise ships?
Because you get like 2,500 to 3,000 people a whack, right? And I think it's a good mix of people to get rid of. To be honest with you.
They're not even.
What happens?
I mean, 3 out of 4 marriages go right down the shitter, right? If you were going skydiving and they told you 3 out of 4 parachutes weren't going to open, you'd be like, yo, fuck that, I'm not going. Like, I don't like those odds. I have a 75% chance of splatting on the ground. But there's something about getting married. People just have to do it, right? They just like, is this the line to lose half my... They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no! But you can't say that. You got to keep her happy, right? So what do? You agree? Yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $52 for eggs? Now you're thinking. Then we can sit around and listen to your friends have moronic conversations about the egg. You treat it exactly like guys. But if you listen to them, they don't. All they want is the good shit of being a guy. They're cherry picking. They look at a guy's life like it's like a buffet, right? Like you just can start picking out stuff like same amount an hour. We'll take some of that. Pay for the movie. Fuck that. You can keep that one. I don't like that one. This is nice. That's yucky. That's icky. Hey, come on, people. You can't choose. This girl gives me shit. She goes, well, why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job? I go, see what I'm saying? Where are all those feminists then? You can't find them. There are no feminists in a house fire. You can take the most hardcore feminist, you know, some chick right in your face, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, you know, little short, little haircut, you know. Second those flames break out, she'll twist those little hairs into pigtails. Oh, I'm just a girl. I want to go play jump rope.
So friggin' dressed down. You just had that vibe. This is how CEOs. Like, I knew it. I was just like, this guy's not.
And by the way,
like
I had to take my host out.
The cameramen are dressed better than you are. I knew it. I was just like, this guy's not a reporter. Didn't even know the name of the show. Wow.
Well, you know what? Taking this, I wanted an interview. I'm like, no, I got to be in with Bill Burr. You're one of my idols.
So who was you supposed to interview him?
Okay, here.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Well, you know what? Take it as I wanted an interview. I'm like, no, I got to be in with Bill Burr. You're one of my idols.
So who was you supposed to interview me?
Okay, here.
Unbelievable. What is that? Oh, there you go. Now it looks like an interview.
You know, Mr. Burr, you know, how does it
Wow.
feel?
Okay, well, these are the first 3 movies I saw. I saw For the Love of Benji, and then we saw Scarface. She didn't know what it was. She knew it was like a gangster movie, but she thought it was like, you know, like Kojak or something. And if she wanted to leave then, I would have the movie, but she thought it was like, you know, like Kojak or something. And if she wanted to leave then, I would have, but she didn't. She just is very reserved. She's just kind of like, maybe this will get better. Like she just... Hey, how are you? What's going on? Nice to be here. I thought this was over by 7. I'm a stand-up comedian. I tell shit jokes around the country. It's what I do. And I got to be honest, like, I don't know much about writers. And I got to be honest, like, I don't know much about writers. You know, I used to think you guys were a bunch of nerds who couldn't hold up your end of the conversation, you know, with strange shoes. I did. There was going to be yet another pilot that was going to fail. I'd just be sitting in a coffee house trying to talk to these writer, and it just would never connect, you know? So I always end up just staring at their shoes, but like, I don't know. I've always been like an idiot. And there was going to be yet another pilot that was going to fail. I'd just be sitting in a coffee house trying to talk to these writer, and it just would never connect, you know? So I always end up just staring at their shoes, but like, I don't know. I've always been like an idiot. And no, I did. I used to think like a pony was a little horse. And there was these people down the street had this pony for like 7 years. And one day I said to my mother, I was like, when's that pony going to become a horse? So people down the street had this pony for like 7 years. And one day I said to my mother, I was like, when's that pony going to become a horse? So I don't know. I didn't understand what you guys did. Like being in a writer's room. I never really understood like what a fucking hell it is. In the last 2 years of my life, I've spent it in there. And like, I've just never contemplated suicide more times. From all day I come home, I just stare at the wall. I can't hear my wife's voice. My drinking is off the rails. And I just want to say to all you guys, I really respect now what the hell it is you guys do, because it is, without a doubt, the toughest job out here. So thank you for writing shit for me to say. No, whenever I'm on the road, I talk about getting a 22. Everybody makes fun of me. But if you're in a house, that's what you want. Little 22. You don't have like a 44 Magnum. It's like you're going to shoot through the guy, through the wall, blow your dog's brains out, and like drop the engine out of your car. She's selling muffins, and she's got this big stupid, look at the muffins I made, look on her face. And the second I saw that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just walked up and just said, hey, lady, these your muffins? Oh, yeah? And I just started going, blank, 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 blank. So I just started thinking of the horrified look on this lady's face as I started slamming these muffins. And out of nowhere, I just started laughing like a maniac. Try to begin the process of working on myself. Do this because I don't want to have a job. I just I got to hit my PowerPoints, graph how comedy exists. There's none of that. I just show up. I might have been the worst comic in the history. Like, first of all, I would get on stage. I was so nervous. I'd take the mic out of the mic stand, and I would immediately just start pacing.
Like a panther.
And it had like a nervous panther who got declawed and defanged. Yeah. And I was just walking back and forth, and my movement had nothing to do with what I was talking about. I can't even believe I got any laughs. I would just be like, yeah, so I was growing up, and my dad was crazy, and it was just like, who got declawed and defanged. Yeah. And I was just walking back and forth, and my movement had nothing to do with what I was talking about. I can't even believe I got any laughs. I would just be like, yeah, so I was growing up, and my dad was crazy, and it was just like, it was like that thing, you know, the old carnival game where you try to shoot the duck. Actually, Nerd Jesus died in the last year, right? Steve Jobs. Yeah, he died, right? I know, a lot of nerds here tonight. I know, you're sad. I didn't get... Actually, Nerd Jesus died in the last year, right? Steve Jobs. Yeah, he died, right? I know, a lot of nerds here tonight. I know, you're sad. I didn't get it. I didn't get the big deal they made about that guy. When he died, they were like, he changed the world. That's insane. He changed the world. The world was one way, and then Steve Jobs came. Changed the world. That's insane.
He changed the world. The world was one way, and then Steve Jobs came, and it was another. What did he do? Somebody, for the love of God, what the fuck did that guy do? What did he do? He told other people what to invent? I want my entire music collection in that phone. Get on it! How are we going to get all of this into this? I mean, what year does this guy think this is? This is crazy. This is like Buck Rogers. Dude, my kid has a birthday in like 11 months. Steve Jobs just walking by. I don't hear any thinking going on in there. Just strutting around the office, eating some pretentious fruit like a pear. Right? Just throwing out ideas. There's another one. There's another one I just came up with. Pages, you know? I like to turn pages on the screen that aren't even there. Yeah, wrap your fucking heads around that, guys. See you in 8 years. Where you going, Michael? Big, little, big, little. Get on it. Right? And all these people slave away to make his vision come true. And then they have the big nerd fest, right? Down there, Comic-Con, and all their nerd mecca. They're all showing up with their acne and their Hulk showing up with their acne and their Hulk shirts, limping into the arena, right? Does Steve Jobs go out with a whole chorus line of scientists? No, he goes out there by himself. Sneakers and no belt, like it was no biggie, right? Like he's Tesla, tapping into the atmosphere. I know, this is always uncomfortable. I know, you bought into it, right? This is always uncomfortable. I know, you bought into it, right? That whole advertising, the way they aligned themselves with some of the greatest people of all time. Jesus, Gandhi, me. Remember that? Muhammad Ali, John Lennon, this guy. How the fuck was that dude like any of them? Gandhi didn't have a sweatshop. Nah, he didn't have people leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window. New phone can't fit the old charger, so then you gotta throw it out, ends up in the ocean around some octopus's neck. Do you realize how much sea life is ecstatic that man is no longer walking the earth? That's where it all ends up, you know. Doesn't go in a landfill, ends up in the ocean. You realize that? I hate people who say I don't pollute. I don't pollute. Yeah, you do. You use shit and you throw it out. Well, you think because you put in like a basket, it just poof, disappears? Get it off. Stupid little flippers. All the fads. You remember rollerblading? Remember that? Everybody had them. We set up cones, we did little tricks, right? One little homophobic joke killed that entire fad. What's the hardest thing about rollerblading? Telling your parents you're gay. Full-grown adults. Dude, I'm not gay. I don't have the cooties. These mean I suck. The receivers.
What I remember. Please let me get this point out. The league said.
Even Ron Howard doesn't feel good
Yeah,
about
no.
that.
Well, that's the great thing about comedies. Whatever's wrong with you becomes your go-to. Is my head big or what? You know what I mean? You know? Then you cry backstage. I knew they always thought that. I'm becoming a psycho. I've realized that about myself. I am. I watch conspiracy theory and like slap fights till like 2 a.m. on YouTube, you know? And I start like piecing shit together, and I think that they need a black guy to blame it on. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Dude, it'll totally feed into the rednecks. They'll be like, you see what happened? Dude, he's only half black. Well, that's the half that did it. That's what happened. I bet the white half was saying... That's what, you know, see, I'm just fucking losing people. I am. I just look at TV and nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them. Nothing makes sense to me. I'm sick of them telling me shit is shocking, that it's completely obvious. Crocodile hunter dies. Oh, can you fucking... Yes, I can totally believe it. It's why I watched the show. I watched it every week because I knew eventually he was going to fucking die. And I wanted to see it. Right? Oh, like that dog, the bounty hunter video, or the phone message he left. You know, people are like, can you believe he left it? You can nurse from it, you can eat it, right? You can tip it over when it's sleeping, but if you fuck it, you're going to jail. All right, I'm thinking about getting a dog, everybody. I am. No, I'm at the point. Nothing alive is dependent on me. I gotta get out of this tailspin, man. So I'm thinking about getting a dog. My girlfriend wants me to like adopt a dog. She's like, you want to adopt a dog? We should rescue one. You want to do that? I'm like, no, I don't. Just spin away, you know? I was on a plane the other day. I actually had the urge to elbow an old lady in the face. It was like compelling. It was unbelievable. You know, when you go to get off a plane, there's like rules when you go to get off the plane, all right? It goes row by row by row. And this lady was all like, ooh, I'm 90. I get to cut everybody, right? So I'm competitive. I start fucking boxing her out, right? Start bringing down like the overhead luggage, you know? So she just starts like waddling around me. And all of a sudden I just feel my elbow like...
You were crying, and then that just became like the running joke.
But dude, you know what? Hanging with you on the road has been great. You're the only one I could have done it with. And then Bill would come and tag it. That's the best thing. Bill would come and tag it. And
I would just be like, I was hoping you were going to say that.
But dude, it's been fucking wonderful for my anger. I'm going to try to do that when I get home.
You had the best one. I got to say the best one was at the airport yesterday. We got to the airport yesterday, and Bill starts busting my...
Parents are the worst because all they did was just bring anxiety. Oh, you having a kid? Oh, you know, no more doing this, no more doing that. You know, just making it seem like it was going to be this miserable experience. I'm only 10 days in, but it's been a good thing.
You know, I have a friend of mine who doesn't like corn. He says he won't eat it. And little does he realize that 90% of food is all corn-based. Because these cunts have taken over the food supply, and that's the real terrorism that we need.
This is 22. That's it. 22 caliber, protect the house. No big deal. That's it. Is that really, sir? I love that. Come on. No, you think I wasn't setting them up? How many times did I say 22 caliber? I said the first time I heard the groans. Just keep sending that fishing line out there. There's always one guy who takes the fucking bait. Sticking babies in front of you like Martin Sheen in the Dead Zone, right? This is a 22, relax. Hey, I'm loaded. 22. Bounce right off me. It's a fucking gun. Alright? It's not the biggest gun, but that's all you fucking need. You're in a house. You know, you're in a fucking high-rise with your glass balcony. That's all you fucking need. Get the fuck out of here. That's all you need. Bring a fucking gun. Fucking gun. All these morons telling you to get these giant guns in your fucking house. They're idiots. They're fucking morons who are like me, overheard some shit. Right? Get a shotgun. Except when you go, whoosh. That's it. The guy just goes, oh, fuck that. How many times you heard that one? Yeah. Nobody thinks about what they're doing. You know what I love about a 22? You can shoot it without earplugs. Your ears ring, but you can still hear shit. All those other guns, you're fucked. You pull the trigger, you can't hear shit. I know that for a fact. One time I was landscaping this guy's house, right? And at the end of it, he comes out. He goes, you know, I got this 5-shot 38. I never shot it. You guys want to go down the street? There's a burned out car down there. It's been there for like 4 months. Nobody seems to give a shit because it's the 80s. Take a couple shots. And we're like, yeah, absolutely. Let's leave all the landscaping equipment out too, so the kids can play with it. And we go down, take a shot at this stuff. 38 cal. So I like. Pull the trigger 4 more times, 4 more flashes. It never got louder, never got quieter. It was just in my head. That's the fucking gun you're gonna have in your house? Late at night? Because that's when the psycho's coming. They don't come at 6:30 when you're sitting there digging into your how it goes down. They wait till you're vulnerable, middle of the night. You're fucking sleeping, right? Let's just say, okay, for argument's sake, you got that loaded 38 right there on the nightstand, ready to go. Not gun here, bullets over there, fucking, no, right there. Ready to go. It's like 3:30 in the morning. And you're out. You trigger, muzzle flash, and you fucking miss. You're blinded by the flash, you're pulling the trigger, strobe light psychos coming around the bed. Takes your fucking head off. You couldn't hear him, and you couldn't see him. He's gonna scream your ass for the big as my dick. That's how big of a fucking gun is, right? You had that 22 22. Even if you miss, you can hear his fucking psycho feet going around your bed. You can clip him. Pull the trigger. Alright? That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It's basically, it's like a roided up BB gun. You know? I actually think you can defend your house with a BB gun. You can do it. I don't give a fuck who the toughest person is in this building. If I started shooting at you with a BB gun, at the very least, you have to go back outside and regroup. Yeah. You want to get a plan. It's not working.
So he's ripped. And we went down the alley, and his character's mad at our character, and he just turned around and looked at us. And for half a second, I was like, oh, that's Wolverine. And I legit got scared. And he's a big guy, you know? So what's funny in this scene is as a reporter, I have like a notebook, and I dropped it. And after the screening, we went to the Toronto Film Festival, and all these actors are coming up to me. I love the choice you made. What's funny in this scene is as a reporter, I have like a notebook, and I dropped it. And after the screening, we went to the Toronto Film Festival, and all these actors are coming up to me. I love the choice you made. I love the choice you made to drop the notebook. I go, no, dude, that was real. I was like, I had a hard day at work, and that's all I need. So basically what happened was a lot of empty seats where I was up because StubHub was gouging people so bad, people just stayed home. So there was all these empty seats behind us.
Really?
So my buddy was taking his beer, empty beer cans, was sticking them there. And he's rather than just being, hey, do you mind, my wife and kid got to get by, can you just blah, 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 blah. He just immediately went to, hey, was there something wrong with the bottom of your chair? And then it escalated. And then I pulled the ladies line, which usually diffuses it. I was like, ladies, come on. What are we doing? We're at the game here, right? And I go to shake his hand. He doesn't shake my hand like an So now, all my Boston anger comes up, and I'm just talking loudly about West Coast fans, forgetting that I'm a bald 50-year-old man. He's with his wife and kid. He's sitting there, you know, looking like he just got out of Denny's, and he's looking at me like he's going to do something. So my eyes are starting to go, but I refuse to get glasses. So I'm sitting there, like, as I'm walking up, I'm like, is this guy looking at me? So, you know, when you have old eyes, you got to look away and then look back to make sure, right? So I did that. Now he thinks I'm soft. Like, oh, I got him. He blinked, right? So something happened on the walk up to him. I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I was just like, dude, come on, man. I got to respect the Dodgers. I love you guys. I'm sorry he put that thing. Literally, he's so immature, like emotionally, that when he went to do the fist bump, he didn't even move his hand up. He just had it in his lap, and he just kind of went like this. You know like when a toddler goes to wave for the first time, they don't lift their arm up. They just imitate you like that. Like he did that, and I did the fist bump, and then we were fine. So I think I figured something out.
What?
Because there's an overlap with Irish guys and Mexican dudes as far as like a disconnect. Like you have like this anger, and like I think like when you meet a 40-year-old Mexican dude, you got to do the math. That's like meeting a 60-year-old Irish guy in therapy years. Like they're even more hardcore. Dude, they'll literally stand there, face 10 people with flamethrowers and not even flinch. Be like, what? I'm not backing down. So you have to give them. You got to give them the out. So I gave him the out, and then I squashed it. And then even my buddy, the angry Boston guy next to me, afterwards he walked out. He was just like, dude, how did you next to me? Afterwards, he walked out. He was just like, dude, how did you do that? How did you do that? It's just like, well, you know, I've been married for 5 years, losing fights all the time. So I've just learned.
Congratulations on the baby. You just had the baby, right?
Yeah, little Friday morning. I did. My wife did. I didn't do anything. I felt unbelievably useless. I was in total panic mode. When I dropped her up at the emergency room, she goes, all right, you got to go park the car down in the isn't there like a Bruce Springsteen song about that? Going out to get cigarettes, and there's something hilarious about people abandoning their family where, like, I just can't imagine, like, the hell that you would be in to do that move. But just knowing you were going to do it, like, the level of excitement that you would have before, like, okay, I'm going to go get some cigarettes. And I'm never going to see you people again, your mother-in-law. All of this stuff is over.
By the way, dude, the Elks...
Does it make you more aggressive?
What?
Elk.
No, Joe, you fucking lunatic. Somebody gets in my face, that might cause me to get more lunatic. I eat a little bit of protein. You had to beat the fuck out of people for like 3 decades before you could like chill, smoke a little weed, put on your Little Rascals hat, and just fucking chill out. Yeah, I did too. Fingerprints. I'm going to take my chances on that. Fucking moron. I'm going to get my fingerprint to a car dealership? You guys are the biggest liars in the world, so you can stick it on some date rape victim's forehead? Get the fuck out of here.
Are you a Lee Harvey Oswald guy? Do you think Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, or do you think it was a conspiracy?
I can't. There's too much shit to read.
Bill, it's so long ago, Bill.
Too many people would have their eyebrows up when they, as much as people think I'm a misogynist, I agree with 90% of the shit feminists say until it comes out of a woman's mouth. And then I argue it.
How dare you?
Then I argue it because that's who I am.
Are you saying that the wife of the President of the United States doesn't matter?
I'm saying that Michelle Obama, the current wife, should run for president.
No, absolutely.
Why? Because she danced on Ellen?
The wife of the President of the United States doesn't matter?
I'm saying that Michelle Obama, the current wife, should run for president.
No, absolutely.
Why? Because she danced on Ellen? Being the wife of the president versus actually running the country is so fucking different. Give me a fucking break.
Also danced in Ohio.
If you marry some dude and you're out there crushing it in arenas, your husband should then go do fucking
your decision.
It has nothing.
And your wife didn't have anything to do with it.
It has nothing to do with sex.
Are you telling me that you can go on tour wherever the fuck you want, and your wife is like, yeah, sure, go
I'll
ahead.
wait this out. What it has to do with is actually doing the job.
What do you mean doing the job?
My mother was a nurse. I hung out with her forever.
She's a lawyer just like him.
Time out. My mother was a nurse. I hung out with her my whole fucking life.
Right.
Okay? If someone came into the ICU unit, I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Well, that's because you're
just
not
because I
trained.
hung around with her with scrubs. Let me ask you this. Do you think...
It's just a monkey.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
He took his shirt off.
Oh!
He waved it around. We reacted to it.
This is what else I did on over my wonderful holiday break. I went down to the Comedy Store, did a set.
It never dawned on me because I don't pay attention to politics.
Right,
I
even
don't
now?
care. I don't care. No.
Really?
You shouldn't pay attention. Like, if you're a minority or you're an immigrant, you should pay attention. But if you're just some run-of-the-mill white guy running around, I don't have enough money to give to Trump for him to pay attention to me. You know what I mean? You know that Illuminati level where they pay like $9,000 for fucking eggs? And then afterwards you go up and shake his hand and say, I don't care about America. And, no, that's what kills me about Obama. All the stuff they're showing him like he's this hero. You know what I mean? Every picture of him now, he's always like kayaking. Looks like an erectile dysfunction ad. Like this guy he didn't do all these drone bombings. Like, were those terrorists? Were they playing hacky sack? I don't know. You want some soft shell crab? Like he wasn't part of that. Sorry, so this is why I don't talk politics.
Alex Jones deep, or
I think that whoever runs this is a robot and didn't map out what human beings are shaped like, which is why they sort of had an idea of what chairs were, and that's what they. So this show is making me paranoid. No, I don't do like that. The moon is made out of cheese or anything like that. I just think people are inherently evil, and if they get the opportunity to take more, they're going to do it. And I think that's what's going on.
So no, don't pay attention to politics because
it's one of the most boring things I've ever seen in my life. It's like, why don't they just say it? Like, did the Russians fuck with the election? They don't. They go, September 6th at 11 a.m. How would you just... It's like, I think they do that on purpose so no one pays attention. And then somewhere in there, they sort of whisper it like 9 hours in. Did the Russians fuck with it? Oh, okay. And then they just sort of plow through. Was that what it was about? Wasn't it about that?
Something like that.
The head of the FBI or something?
Yeah, James Comey, the former director of the FBI.
And he had to have one of those custom sweatshirts.
Huge legs.
Yeah, at some point, aren't you too tall to be a cop? You can't be on undercover. Just his whole head sticking out of the car. What's with that 7-foot guy over there who keeps following us around? I'm starting to feel like you can't blend in at 6'8", right?
You can't do a stakeout at all.
No.
So going back to the special, you said that, you felt like it was a mistake because you shouldn't cover politics. Does that mean...
Oh, we fought a good fight. And they're like wrapping up wire and all the vans are driving away. It's like you were in sync and you weren't Justin Timberlake. So then you got to wait for his movie career to dip so you could do a cruise or some shit. It just fascinates me that dream didn't come true and she's married to a guy where it did come true. And they got to be in the same house. And the tension of that, it's just got to be excruciating.
And he's arguably one of the reasons that she might have lost as well.
Yeah, because she didn't involve him. Dumbest theory ever. It's like, where were all those racists the last 2 elections when they could have voted against a black guy? They were fine with that. But this white woman is going to take my jet skis, right? I love this dude texting for the entire interview. It's just trying to keep the attentions on millennials. It's like impossible. Look at him. He's already got the chains. He's probably got his own record label. He's like making deals as we speak. He's got championship rings on. I don't know what you're doing. This is shit. Oh, there we go. No, but now this is like the ego one. Now I'm going to be sitting above you. You got to come with 2. It's fine. It's fine. Sir, the one comedy through line that's working here is me shitting on this chair. Why would you take that from me? You're just totally going against the grain. I understand it. But you got on camera, so I think you get paid, even though this is online.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Burr. Big story.
Now we're the same way old people still say colored instead of African American. This guy is not going to wear a bag. He came up in the 60s and 70s. There was nothing. You got a shot in the ass, you were fine. He's just living by the old rules.
old school rules, man. And probably in the end, he doesn't give a shit. He probably didn't even fucking like Maria Shriver.
It's the kids involved, though. Oh, that was a marriage of convenience for his political career.
I'm thinking.
Right. Hillary never would have fucking been able to do that.
Right.
Yeah. If I watch a plumber fix my sink, should I then just be a plumber?
You're a plumber.
I stood next to him when he fixed it.
You're qualified.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is one of the worst speeches I ever saw.
No,
the worst is I'm something long way. What would she say? Was she spoken to the black congregation? Did you ever hear that?
She was trying to
is it bad?
add in a little southern...
you don't want to get life insurance as a politician.
Right.
It's not only are they going to get money, they're going to get a great job.
Get your gig.
But how does that make sense? I want to go up to the thing and say stuff and have people clap. I also think it's time to get this country back to work. I can do that. All you have to do is read it off the thing.
But why do they allow that?
I like parades.
Ridiculous.
They allow how certain rich people act, and he made a good point. Like people who are, he goes, yeah, someone's born on third base and they act like they hit a triple. Like talking about like children of privilege. I thought, what a great way to fucking phrase it. I don't know if that's Neil's expression, but I'm like, what a fucking great way to say that is. God, I wish I thought of that.
Yeah, that would be, that's him in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's happened there, Jimmy? I daydreamed halfway through that.
That's okay.
It happens on the show.
Believe me, the way I've
over. So we head down there, and we're all he wanted to do was see the motorcade go by with the Secret Service. So we're standing there waiting, and as it's coming down the street, it gets about 50 yards away from us, and it makes a left down this alley. And I'm like, great, yeah, that was fucking awesome. So he goes into some like women's college or something to go to make a speech. So my brother's like, all right, this will take like 45, 50 minutes. I'm gonna go grab a slice, then we'll see it drive by. So we're standing like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous, right? Brother leaves to go get a slice of pizza, like fucking, I swear to God, 8 minutes later.
Great in a still photo.
And walked right down. Dude, he looked like he had an aneurysm, but somehow could still walk. And softest fucking hands ever.
Really?
And then Ted Kennedy came by, dude, with his giant microwave head. And I'm just thinking, how did he not get assassinated? This shit, a 5-year-old could take this dude out from fucking across the river.
Shit. You shook Clinton's hand.
I more like high five.
Oh, cool.
He just walked down, like you would, like you scored a goal, you know, and everybody and he just had a. That's all he did.
And he looked retarded.
Where was your brother?
Like he was on Skype and his face froze. That's basically it. And he just was walking down the thing.
There it is. Look at that.
Look at it.
Yeah, that was it. That was exactly it. That's his look. Mouth a little bit open, smiling.
He figured that shit out a long time ago.
Yeah, because when you talk, then
hysterical.
you're gonna have like that twisted. You can't talk during a picture.
So you freeze your.
Dude, we shook his hand.
You really
He goes,
missed.
"Fuck you," and he didn't believe me. But then he saw my pothead friend. He was doing like this sort of side gallop in a circle, high out of his mind, going, "I shook it twice. I shook it twice." There it is. There's his face.
He knows how to do the face.
Make the
Yeah,
face.
because it looks like he's either listening or answering or being good-natured.
Or
He is a smart guy, man.
Reaching out to the people.
Yeah,
But it's not.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, he's not. And there's somebody with a gun on the fucking. He
Yeah.
was supposed to be in a car.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
That's a great story.
Hey,
Bill.
what would happen if you yelled "gun"?
Oh,
As a practical joke.
shit.
You're just doing the Clint Eastwood impression. Gun.
God. You would be so
Just to
fucked.
watch people in suits hitting the pavement.
Oh,
Well,
you would be so fucked.
I said there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. I don't give a shit if you smoke more of it. But my point is, stop acting like it's this
CDs. Guy sent me this video going, "Hey, my daughter took her first steps," and then when you press play is like over her goods, and I press play and the kid's completely naked, just sitting there like walking like that. And I was gonna text him like, "Dude, don't send me like naked photos of your kid, a video. You haven't watched To Catch a Predator?"
Just YouTube.
YouTube. Drum lessons, I take those, but like YouTube and shit, like there's certain things. Like I would take a cooking class or something, but with my fucking ADD, like the internet is perfect.
You can shut it off when you want.
Yeah,
turn
I
it
can
on
read
when
about the
you want.
Illuminati and then I'm
Just YouTube.
YouTube. Drum lessons, I take those, but like YouTube and shit, like there's certain things. Like I would take a cooking class or something, but with my fucking ADD, like the internet is perfect.
You can shut it off when you want.
Yeah,
turn
I
it
can
on
read
when you
about the
want.
Illuminati, and then I'm learning how to make a pie, and then I'm watching a bear fight an eagle. Dude, I have one set where I am bombing so bad, but in my head, I think I'm doing well. So I got this stupid look of confidence on my face, and it's just the worst jokes. They're horrible. It haunts me. Yeah. That's my sex tape. Is head, I think I'm doing well. So I got this stupid look of confidence on my face, and it's just the worst jokes. They're horrible. It haunts me. Yeah. That's my sex tape. Is somebody, is somebody finding my old VHS tapes.
Are you in the process of working on new material for a new special? How often do you do specials at this point? Do you do one a year?
No, I do them every couple of years. I do them when I feel like, you got to get to a point of being sick of your act, but not in a really bad. I feel like, you got to get to a point of being sick of your act, but not in a really bad way. It's like I'd say, when you're going to break up with someone, but you still need like another 60 days. They got a birthday coming up. You're like, I can't do it this month. You got to get to that level with your act. You're like, all right, man, I got to dump these jokes and move on.
So are you working on new material and building up to that point where you're sick of it?
Yeah. No, I'm working on it, and I became a dad for the first time.
Congratulations!
I love it. I'm going to say that for the rest of my life. If you guys like hearing other human beings applaud for you, just always say that. I just became a parent. Everything.
Wait, I have a question in regards to just becoming a dad. One of my favorite bits of material that you did, I thought it was one of the ballsiest pieces of material that you did, was in a few specials ago when you talked about how women praise each other all the time for being mothers. And they say, being a mother is on that phrase changed at all since you've had a kid?
No. It's not the most difficult job on the planet. It just isn't. Dude, I did roofing in July. As a redhead, I almost died. There's people that work on like oil. What was that movie that guy made? The oil, the fucking, they drill oil. What is it?
There Will Be Blood?
Not There Will Be Blood. The out in the ocean, they would be about a toddler. Oh, he was so fussy today. He wouldn't eat his peas. Yeah, and just the level of reward that is, as annoying as a kid is, like they smile at you and it's over. It's over. So, you don't get that, working on an oil rig when your buddy's greasy face lights up. You're like, you know what? It really is all worth it. No, it's pandering. Put themselves in your position and be like, oh, wait a minute, he doesn't give a shit about my kid. You got to wrap it up quick. How's your kid? Great. Just started smiling, sitting up on himself. Go ahead. I'm sitting up by himself, I should say, not on himself. Sitting up by himself. Now you talk about your kid, and then shut up about it. And what's the worst is when somebody has a kid like a year or two older, and then they just start going like, I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you in a month from now. Enjoy this period. And they try to bring all this anxiety. That's a big thing parents do. They try to bring anxiety on like what's going to happen and all that. So now when people do that, I just say to them, this is my line. I go, you sound like a terrible father, and I think you married the wrong person. It's like, no, it's like that's what you got out of it. This is the most amazing thing. It's like, oh, you can't drink anymore. You can't go out partying, which you totally can. I don't recommend it, but you really can do whatever you can do blow right in front of your kid. I mean, what is it? For his whole, first 8 years of his life. He figures out how to open up a window and get out the world. He's a horrible person. He snorts all the sugar. He won't let me pick up things. This is the only way you can be comfortable in these fucking chairs. This is like in the middle of my back. Oh, my God. I love you, but I hate this set. This is the lowest budget shit. You know what it is? It's the rent. It's the fucking rent.
I'm like, this is going to happen to your kid, or this is what I prescribe for your kid, or this is how you should parent. And
That's why I love people who don't have kids now. I love meeting somebody that doesn't have a kid and say that I have a kid, and they just go, oh, that's great, man. You having a good time? Yes.
Yeah.
Over. Over.
There's not much more to add.
No, because then they start talking about schools and like how I guess all the public schools are like knife fights now for evidently. I don't know what they're talking about, but so you got to get your kids, you got to start early and it's going to cost evidently. I don't know what they're talking about, but so you got to get your kids, you got to start early and it's going to cost $90,000. You know, I don't know. I think I'm going to homeschool my kid, just make it a complete freak. Fill it up with my theories or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's mostly just lessons about conspiracy theories and the
I hate
Machiavelli.
people like that when they don't have their dog on a leash, like trying to show off like that. Look at that fucking thing. On a leash, like trying to show off like that. Look at that fucking thing. Everybody thinks they're the dog. Well, why would you do that? You know what I mean? They want to smell other dogs. If it meets another dog that's a maniac, then it's in a fight. Then you got to break it up. It's very irresponsible. Can I open the window and yell, you're going to be a terrible mother? I don't know why. I don't mean any of this. I'm just mad at myself for staying out so late last night. I should have worked. I know. You have a couple of beers, it messes with your judgment. If I was stone sober, I would have been like, this isn't worth getting into. I just would have done the eyebrows up, like, I would have gone back to my eggs, and I didn't. And I'll never live that down. And that's what I'm here to confess.
And I would be called brave if anybody gave a fuck about me. Go ahead, give me a topic.
Saving the whales.
You know, when you look at the Earth from space, which most of it is water, and the biggest thing in the water are whales. And like us, they also communicate. And just because we don't understand them, let me finish, just because we don't understand them does not mean that they are not saying something and they do not deserve a voice that needs to be heard. And despite the current administration, does not mean that they are not saying something and they do not deserve a voice that needs to be heard. And despite the current administration, I vow to continue fighting for these whales. Thank you. Sorry, I kind of petered out. But you know what I mean? I still fucking did it.
Basic.
So to be a badass bitch, how would I have to dress?
If you have to... Dude, StubFinder changes your fucking life. There's nothing worse than when you do the knocking thing and you think you got it. And you're like, yeah, this is solid, Then it just goes... You like loose the screw and you hear it fall down there. And you're like, fucking cocksucking piece of fucking shit.
I was watching some fucking clip. I didn't realize this. I guess like a year ago or 2 years ago, you know that actress Shelley Duvall who crushed it in The Shining? She's in her 60s now, and I guess she's having, I don't know what she's having. She's having some sort of mental issue. I don't know what it is. Saying, and then they cut to him. So you're saying, once he did that, I had to just, it's like, shut it off.
Right, of this show. And we did 6 the first season. If you have children, do not watch it in front of your children. If you're texting your wife now, sir, just let her know. Not to watch it in front. I wouldn't watch it in front of kids.
I love the show. I love the first season. I love the first episode.
Chris Paul couldn't go to the Lakers, but he could go
Maybe because it was different commissioners. It's weird. But last year was a lot more fun. But, hey, God bless him if they win. You know, I hope he gets another, sneaker contract, whatever the hell they're going for. I don't know. I don't know. I wish it would go 7 games because after it's over, then all I got is baseball. So it always feels like sports claustrophobia at this time of year. And I love baseball, but the beginning of the year in October. But the dog days, it's just brutal to go from that heightened experience.
162, just a bit outside.
Go over to someone's house and they're watching a baseball game in the middle of July. Why? Let's talk. What are we watching this for?
Yeah, let's go help somebody move. And maybe it'll be the 3rd inning by the time we're done. I hate shitting on baseball because everybody does it. I love baseball. It's a great old man sport. You can smoke a cigar and watch it, but it's just like I said. It's just that the NBA and the Stanley Cup Finals go to this crescendo of a championship, and I don't know what else there is. It's a scary time. Those 6 weeks until you start to see preseason football for someone. If you're a dope like me and you don't read and you watch other people in shape playing games against each other, it's a tough time.
I heard you talking about the finals on your podcast on Monday. And another thing that you said that I'm reminded of because you stayed out too late last night was that Jerry Seinfeld told you at Clusterfest this weekend to always go to your room after
Let's go back
show.
to the room. Let's go back to the room. And I've said that to myself 90 times. Yeah, I'm on the wagon.
Yeah.
I'm on the wagon. This is the first day of it. This is why I'm leaning like this. So, yeah. Go back to the room. That's what I plan on doing. I'm going back to the room. I'm probably going to go back to the room right after this interview.
To a comfortable chair, hopefully.
No, they're not that bad. I don't know.
Fucking great show, Ronaldo. Fucking Eddie Iff's in the room now. How you doing, man? Fucking Jack Ruby has a better television career than you. The fucking horse's head in The Godfather 2 did better in the business. Godfather 1, 2, shut the fuck up. 1 or 2 gives a fuck. They got the fucking joke, okay? Fucking Norton doesn't take shit from anybody unless it lands on his chest. Why does everybody groan when you do a Keith Robinson joke? They like Keith? Oh, fuck him. Sell out. Fuck Keith. They love him. Okay. Our next act come to the stage, I guess you would call him Kathy Griffin without tits, Billy Burr.
All right, thank you. Keep it going for Rich Voss. Rich spent $3,000 on a watch and $8 on his teeth. Look at him, he looks like fucking John Elway. He's a football player from 20 years. These can't all be gems, people. There's a decent line, right? Maybe if you didn't spit on somebody every 20 seconds, you get a fucking deal, man. Look at that thing. That's not a bridge, it's a fucking dam. Something. All right, let's move on, because that's dying. All right, Vanessa Hollingshead is here, everybody. Vanessa, I've seen you. Colin Geraldo, fucking who gives a fuck, and Alan Havey. Let me ask you a question. I got one question. Who the fuck is Alan Havey? Every 6 weeks I get that. I'd love to give you more spots, but Alan Havey is in town. Oh, well, shit, let's clear the fucking schedule. Alan Havey is in town. Jesus Christ, by any chance did he bring Mark Cohen with him? It's a roast, man. I'm letting it go. Question for you, why are you still fucking here? You're at least twice as old as anybody here. No one cares about your take on the war in Iraq. And even if we did, we couldn't understand what the fuck you're saying, you fucking mush-mouth hack. If you're going to keep doing spots, at least take a fucking speech class. Somebody, you got your own show. Why are you still here? What do you think? That tough crowd's like a stepping stone? You're 58 years old. This is it for you. It's not going any higher. Go on the road like Gallagher too, except instead of smashing the watermelons, he's going to eat them. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, which brings me to this tub of shit. Patrice O'Neill. What I've loved about him is he's fat and arrogant. It's the oddest combination I've ever seen in my life. Like, he refuses to do Comic View. He actually feels that he's above it. I will not do Comic View. Patrice, your whole act is perfect for that. Don't do Comic View? I mean, Patrice, you're so comic. You got a deal for your own TV show. You blew all your money on a pinky ring, a used Cadillac, and football jerseys. And you won't do Comic View? Patrice, you are Comic View. Why didn't you at least get your fucking teeth fixed? Patrice, you have the worst teeth in entertainment. None of them match. I worked in a dental office for 5 years. I've never seen anybody with a molar in the front. Fucking groans here. And Patrice is fat. Patrice has that awful fat person bad breath where you don't know if it's coming, the smell's coming from his mouth or one of the folds in his neck. Patrice's breath smells worse than Jim Norton's chest. But I make fun of Patrice. I make fun of Patrice only because I'm jealous of his career. Seriously, he's doing great. He just booked the lead to the sequel to Mighty Joe Young. Patrice, you really do. You really do look like an out of shape. Patrice, known you for 10 years. Seriously, man, I'd do anything for you. Thank you.
Hey, Billy Burr. Billy, no, he's not going next. He doesn't just fucking walk in like he's a celebrity and go next. No, let Lynn go. No, fuck him. The SC doesn't care if you get back to the club. Calm the fuck down. They're here. Fucking walk in like he's a celebrity and go next. No, let Lynn go. No, fuck him. The SC doesn't care if you get back to the club. Calm the fuck down. They're here. Shut up, I can't see you. Fucking a big hand for Billy Burr. What's that? Oh, Billy went up down. Hey, stupid, sit down. You were done. Just thank God you didn't trash anybody at BBQs or you wouldn't be working this weekend. Fucking Billy, look at him. He's so fucking happy. Surprised you came up here without your FUBU clothing. Fucking failed in both fucking... Oh, sorry, I didn't say it.
Hate being in one of those security lines at the airport and everybody's bonding, rolling their eyes about how fucking long it takes while nobody's getting ready for their moment. And then they go up there and become part of the problem, and I want to beat them with that plastic tub. I literally think that they should have a moron line and a shit together line. Right onto the plane. Like there should be raised right airlines. Not being able to put themselves in other people's position. That's a sign of, I'm not saying that I'm good at it, but like that's I think when you become an adult when you can do that. That's pretty good, huh? That was a good answer.
Great answer. Next question.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
I don't watch adult animated series. Like, I'm not going to say any names, but, like, this is the one show that I do watch.
Oh, God. I thought this was going in a bad direction.
No. That's why I did it like that. No.
Next question.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
I don't watch adult animated series. Like, I'm not going to say any names, but, like, this is the one show that I do watch.
Oh, God, I thought this was going in a bad direction.
No, that's why I did it like that. No.
Very worried there.
I don't approve of your entire genre of entertainment.
No,
all right.
I don't think, because like you said, it's absurd, and I don't think,
right.
To me, it's absurd.
Okay.
So that being said, when you guys were, like, writing for the show, what were the points and the features?
Which is where, like, all their homeless people are, and they have, like, next level, like, homeless people. Like, they look like miners from the 1800s, like Boxcar Willie level. I don't know why I use that reference in a crowd this young. Anyways, so this guy comes riding by on a bicycle, Mexican-looking dude, and he was just going like, yo, you buying, as he's driving by me, and I'm just like, is he talking to me? You buying? And I went like, no, man, I'm good. And then, that's the funniest shit ever, that he used the N-word to me, and that it's a pimp on a bicycle. And I was just picturing him riding around his horse, going like, you got my money, and just wondering if he had the skills to, like, do that thing where you can stop and do like that. Don't make me put my feet down. So that's the type of shit, okay? As sad as that is, because you're dealing with human trafficking at that point.
Watching.
I think we have time for one more question right here.
Hi, Bill.
Hello, sir. This guy, Raised Right Airlines, right there. It was just goddamn eloquent. It was a textbook greeting. Stuck the landing.
Thank you. I actually do watch the show and binge watched season 2 in one night, and I was always thinking, what was the beginning of the catchphrase wall?
That was actually, my dad used to say that. My dad used to say that all. No, I'll put you through the fucking wall. He used to always say that. And he did say it one time when we were outside. We were outside in the yard, and he just sort of randomly pointed towards the woods. I remember trying not to laugh because I was afraid of my dad. I'll put you through the fucking wall. And he's like pointing at a tree. And you're like, all right, I guess there's wood in walls. Maybe he's going to cut that down and get some drywall, whatever the fuck. So there's a bunch of those little things in the episodes this year.
What about your family when your family watches the show? Do they see a lot of those stories as well?
I don't know that any of them really have watched it. As far as I know, they're pretty busy, and my parents can't figure out Netflix. So, but I did it in a way that, like, he's not my dad. Literally, he's like an amalgam of my dad, Mike Price's, Dave Richardson, Emily Towers, everybody's dad out there, and all the shit that comes along with that. And I respect those who didn't. So I wanted to make this different enough that they could sit down. So he'll sit down and watch it. If he remembers, and I'll put you through that fucking wall. Parents say, "Oh, I never said that." Like he probably doesn't remember that.
Complete selective memory all the time.
Yeah, but there would be stuff that he would remember, and there's all those true stories. Like in the first season when Bill's up in the telephone pole or something like that, and the bigger kids are throwing shit at him, like that really happened, right in it, and he was beside himself. He was just like, "Did you just do that?" And I was like, yes. And he goes, the fuck out of here. I bet he still tells that story, the audacity. He's like, you wouldn't believe it. I'm sitting there doing this little redheaded bastard. He just fucking threw it. I swear to God, that kid's going to end up in jail. And it was because I thought if I did that they'd think I was.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie. No. The background guy behind the big kingpin. Why don't you handle this?
No,
there you go. No, you can't.
Come on, let's share it.
Okay.
Are you a racist?
No, I'm not a racist.
Because earlier we had some racist humor on the show. I just want to know, do you like black people?
Yes, I do. Well, I mean, what? Just overall?
Those of color. Anyone other than white people.
I like anybody who's not an